Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and today's video is a bit of a follow-up to one of my previous videos. Recently I bought a PlayStation 2 and needed to connect it to my HD TV. The only connector on there is HDMI, so I had to buy a third-party cable. It wasn't expensive, it cost me about £9. In one of the previous videos I looked at Kingdom Hearts using the PS2 over HDMI, and it was pretty good. Graphics looked pretty crisp and the colours looked okay. I will say that I had to turn the brightness down because it's, for some reason, the bright areas, like when it was bright white, it was far too much, but turning the brightness and the contrast down seemed to have fixed that, so it was pretty playable. And then I've moved on to Call of Duty 3, another favourite of mine, and that's an entirely different story. Playing this over the budget HDMI cable, you just couldn't see the screen. It was so dark. And yes, Call of Duty 3 is a bit of a dull game. It's a World War game. There's lots of dark greens and browns and a generally dull looking game no matter what you play it on. But half the screen was just not visible, and it didn't matter how I adjusted the TV, I couldn't get it to be playable or viewable. So I brought out my spare TV. Now this is a little HD TV. It's got HDMI, but it also has the red, yellow and white connector on it. So I hooked up my PlayStation 2 with the original cable that came with it and started playing Call of Duty 3, and it is an entirely different matter. Graphics are superb. The colorization of it, you can see everything. Yes, it is a generally dull game, but you can see everything and it's perfectly playable. So I'm going to put up some screen comparisons, and yes, I know it's a little unfair comparing two different TVs, one being a 40-inch and the other being a 19-inch, but that's the only sort of equipment I had to do a comparison with, and you will be able to see just how dull and unplayable the 40-inch is compared to the 19-inch. Now bear in mind the 40-inch is the one with the HDMI adapter cable on, and the 19-inch is the one that is using the standard PS2 cable. I wasn't expecting there to be such a big difference, and it is a real shame because I would love to play some of my PS2 titles on a 40-inch TV, and it's not the TV's fault. I think it is the cable. It just really isn't up to the job. So my advice is, if you're a big fan of like the PlayStation 2 or other consoles of that era that aren't HD, so you've got things like the Dreamcast, the original Xbox, the GameCube, and the Wii, then go and source a large TV that has additional connectors on it. Most modern TVs are HDMI only, but there are still some around that either have SCART on them, or the red, white and yellow cables, or even the sort of 5 cables, which is supposed to be even better quality. So there you go, that is a bit of an update to my previous video. While in that video I was pretty impressed and quite happy with the HDMI cable for the PlayStation 2, now I am not so. I really don't know what it is. There's no way of adjusting it, and it's useless if you can't play most of the games. Like I said, Kingdom Hearts seemed to play okay. That's a nice bright game, but if you get anything that's a bit dull, then the colours are going to be really off and you're just going to not be able to play it. So there you go. That is just me updating you that maybe PS2 or consoles of that era over sort of relatively cheap HDMI cables are not worth it. So I'm going to try and exchange my HDMI only TV for a TV with some more connectors on. For the time being, I'm just going to have to play it on this little 19-inch TV, and there we go. Let me know if you've had any experience of older consoles and HDMI adapters, and if you've run into similar or the same problems as me. Link, like, subscribe, enjoy.
Let's see you do better, Huxley.
Hey, you! What's your name? Nichols, right? Come get your gun. I got $5 says you can't hit 4 in a row. performance in a row, you win $5. Hey, Mandelbaum, I owe you an apology. The worst shot in the entire world is Nicholas. Nobody's laughing at you. Did you see that? Hey, Nicholas, keep watch for me. I'm gonna bag you a few of these. Oh, nice. Smoke grenades in here, too. See if you can get one of that old bomb there. You wanna try cooking one off? You're supposed to throw the grenade, not the pin. You got a good arm, Nichols. Come on, Nichols. Let's see you use a smoke grenade. Nice one, Nichols. Damn, Dixon's looking right at us. All right, Nichols. You're all ready for Jerry. Hey, Dix! This one's a born natural.
Well, that sure showed him. Guys, there's Nazis wearing helmets, too. What do you say we go find them? Gather up weapons and ammo to get on that truck. Move!